the whole Christ thing is to forgive that person and be like, let's bring you back into the fold.
Yeah, let's go for this journey.
It's the same.
Journey.
So with Kanye, I think it's just his journey that we're seeing, and I think like that's your original point about it sparking conversation. People are now seeing that, yo, Christians aren't perfect. Partly why I did conversation with H is to show that Christians go through stuff. We're not just, you know, turn up to church happy, got our fresh suit on and and our weeks are great. No. Things happen on Monday. So when I come to church on Sunday, I'm still a bit mad about what happened on Monday or Friday or whenever it was. But I'm trying to work through it because it's a part of my journey. So I think that's why it's great to have Kanye West, Justin Bieber, those types of albums coming out, as well as the Christian and gospel stuff that we're doing.
100%, yeah.
But it's great to have that because then you spark conversation and then you bring more people into not just the music wide, but into the faith.
AffinityXtra, be extra.
Yeah, guys, it's your boy here, Roger Moore here. I'm from AffinityXtra. We're here to celebrate gospel music of black origin, but at the same time, we're here to have conversations. And don't worry, guys, don't worry. It's not that subject right about now. Subject where you can start sweat out anyway. So, but I've got DJ Haych, and I'm gonna have a great, you know, kind of cool conversation with Haych. Hopefully, it's gonna be cool. But just really have to let me give you guys an insight because you know, everyone thinks that, you know, I look on BuzzFeed or Newsfeed and go, oh, let me talk to this person. Yeah, it's a bit more deeper when it comes to Haych. Yeah, so I have to just introduce this now. Yeah, so if Lucky he's not as red skinned as me, so he won't start blushing still. Yeah, so let me give you a little bit of picture. It's like I'm not a prophecy kid. Yeah, so I got married a few years back. You guys can get 98, yeah. So I got married 98. Then I bumped into this whole load of prophecy people that I never knew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. So there's this lady who my wife knew through mass choir, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this lady, my wife always says about her son who used to mimic the drums at a young age. H is laughing, you know, because you know it's a true story. So he was doing it on time, you know what I mean? Because his dad was a stickler for time as well. I know his timing is important for his dad. And the joke is his mum. This is absolutely true. She would see me as that, yeah. And she always said, Roger, something special for you, you know. I'm going to be praying for you, yeah. And she wouldn't pass me. I was thinking, she don't know me from Adam, you know, and she just spot me out that. And you know what, guys, you know, I really do appreciate that enough, man. I have to shout that out because I think sometimes we belittle prayer a bit, and you know, and I see the trials and the tough journey I've taken in gospel music in Birmingham. It's for my generation. It is a very lonely journey because of so many of us left the church from the African Caribbean. I saw the scene disintegrate in front of me, but to know that somebody was praying for you. And then I found out later on in life when H is coming out the closet that he's got Caucasian blood in him. That, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's coming out people, it's coming out the closet, you know what I'm saying? Because he's become part of the population in AffinityXtra crew, because, you know, St. Kitts, you know, we're coming through nice. He comes out, I was thinking, which part do you say Kitts? Because my mum. So I made 2 phone calls, and yo, his mom is you know, when you know people, she's tight with people that I kind of know really well. And I'm like, wow, smart. You know, St. Kitts people, it's like literally, if you know somebody, you know that person, or you know their cousin, you know what I'm saying?
It's not far at all.
So one of your mom's friend, she's an Edmead, you know what I'm saying? So, I think it's Jane Edmead or something like that. So yeah, so all her people, Edmead, I know, and what we'll like grew up church together, everything like that. It's like small world moment anyway. But even that's fantastic. Just give people insight that this is a really organic, and you know what, sow and you'll reap, you know what I'm saying? And I just hope I can just serve H's ministry the best I can, you know, just the way his mum kind of backed me up anyway. So, but that's my honest, nice introduction into things. But how do I get here? Now, H, I've seen him play little goalkeeper thing. I seen him. I heard he can knock a few drums in church. I seen this guy. I said, yeah, man, H, you know, we do manifest. Come and play a little 2 tunes with me. And I go, oh, wait, what? How does he know that track there? So, his mom and dad. You know what I mean? I seen a young guy who can play big man music and youth music and flex and yeah, it's real cool, and it is absolutely real cool. You know what I'm saying? He had his is it Newmarks?
Yeah, my Newmark Mixtrack Pro 2. You
know what I'm saying? You had them there, so yeah, had a corner, and he had it plugged into a PC, and I was like, Lord bless him, please bless him, bless him. He needs a Mac, yeah. But sorry guys, if you think I've been stalking this geezer, I'm just being. I catch him, and then all of a sudden it comes out and does his presenting thing, yeah. And it's like, I said, hold on. And then sometimes, guys, I'll put YouTube on because some of us pay for YouTube, and you can just listen to it like a podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for real? Yeah. It's our faith child. Oh, yeah. And it's actually really, really great. And I feel that we miss that in the industry. I think everybody needs, and I say to the station always, listen guys, we all ask the same thing differently, yeah? And it creates different our conversation, and the conversations with H is absolutely amazing. So I just seen the evolution of H, and then it's just been a crazy one during, and then now, One Xtra and doing his thing, it's absolutely fantastic. So after all that, guys, yeah, why have I got him on the station? Because we're here to just talk to H, see where it's at, talk about live, talk about the latest music out there still, yeah, because there are videos that, like we did, like it's done with Gem Music, that interview there. If you want to find out more details about his DJing, do check out that. But it's just really to find out where H is at right now and what's happening next and what's he done so far. But first and foremost, I have to say, bro, yeah, let's start off with the DJing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How have you navigated the DJing world through lockdown?
Boy, it's been hard, because I had a kid, I had a baby during lockdown, and then got made redundant from my job. So obviously the DJing thing is like secondary to my main job, because obviously I'm an accountant. So like the DJing thing, trying to find time to DJ whilst got a baby, whilst I'm trying to apply for jobs, whilst I'm trying to look after the marriage and the household and whatever, was a bit difficult. So I had to just make sure, maintain, try to keep up with the radio shows that I do on AffinityXtra, and just keep going as much as I could go back to it. But most of the time I was tired.
Yeah. I feel that one, brother. Yeah, no, absolutely feel that one. So with the liquor one now, still, yeah. It is a tough one because you have to be there. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to make the creative mistakes of people where the children like, I don't know my dad because he's always DJing. Always at work. It is a tough balance because we've seen genuine people work 24/7 to put food on the table, but their children is ramping pan road, bro. So how do you find that dynamic scene and growing up in a scene where you've seen a lot of children, the parents work good for them, but they never was around?
Do you know what it is like? With a lot of the fathers, their love language to their family and stuff was just to work hard. So like we've got a lot of like first generation, second generation, like UK people, like my generation and younger, but like the older generation are like, some of them were born in Jamaica or born in the Caribbean and then came over. So their whole work ethic over there was like, you gotta work hard to make sure there's food on the table, make sure things is paid. But obviously when we come over here and we're like first generation Brits or second generation Brits, we look at it like, hold on, so I can just go out and do whatever I want to do, and then my dad's gonna be out till 11 doing the cleaning job, or my mom's gonna be out doing the nursing thing, or whatever, or my dad's not coming home until whatever because he works this job or that job or whatever it is. So then you just find yourself with time, and obviously when you got time and you haven't got nothing productive in that time to do, you're just gonna go with the people, gonna go ramping, you're gonna finish school and people's gonna like, oh, we're going park or we're going this place, and then park turns into we're in town till midnight, and then in town till midnight turns into you at some house party till 4 o'clock in the morning, and no one's texted your phone or phoned you or anything like that because everyone's at work.
For real, brother.
So it's mad to navigate that space. But I think now with my generation and probably a generation older with their children, I think they're trying to spend more time, and I think people are starting to move away from like those day-to-day 9-to-5 jobs, or those kind of jobs which keep you away from your kids for too long.
Sometimes you have to say, on a real note, guys, like, sometimes, I look back and I've had to almost sacrifice financially to make sure I'm there to almost be not too over like in my children's face.
Yeah, but
they're not. Make sure 100% there. So the children say, "Oh yeah, that's your dad." Okay, yeah, safe. You know what I mean? They know that your dad. You know what I mean? Okay. Can you get home? Yo, my dad's gonna be home at 5 o'clock, and if I'm not home at 5 o'clock, I'm finishing me.
Yeah. And the thing is, it starts from young as well. Like it starts from like I've seen with my son, because obviously he's 16 months now. So I've seen with him from birth to now, my relationship with him, and he can't even talk or anything, but he knows I'm daddy. He knows that
exactly.
When I put him to bed, it's me rather than like me coming home, working 9 to 5 at work, coming home, seeing him for 2 hours at the end of the day. Do you get me?
And you know what? Has lockdown, you know what I mean? Sorry guys, we're dealing with 540 here, right? Yeah. Has lockdown really got everyone to reflect how much time they're spending with their children?
Yeah. I don't think it's so much how much time they're spending with their children. I think it's just how much time they're spending doing things that they don't need to do.
Okay, cool.
So it's like people are looking at it like, okay, what's my child doing? Because now you're all 4, 5, 6, 7 of you in the yard now because the government's telling you can't leave your yard.
Yeah.
So the only time you leave your yard is to go get shopping.
Yeah.
And then you're coming back.
Yeah.
And then it's like now you're starting to realize or figure out, okay, my child's doing this or this and that. Or if you're a young teen or child and that, you're looking at your parents like, oh, so this is what you do all day. Because now you're working from home. I didn't realize this is what you have to do. Oh, you're on a meeting until 6, 7 o'clock. Oh, you're still talking to that person. I didn't realize. So I think people are starting to look at their own time and be like, I can't waste my time doing stuff that's not going to really benefit me or my household. And then also they're looking at others in the household like, oh, I didn't realize this is what you did. I didn't realize this is what it took for this roof to be on my head. I didn't realize you being coming home late meant because you was doing X, Y, and Z.
And here's another thing. Has it challenged our surplus jobs at church as well?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Because I think a lot of people look at it like, sorry, Karen, you just
no, go.
Now I think a lot of people look at it like, okay, so first I gotta work from whatever time to first I gotta work from whatever time to whatever time. Then the kids gotta eat, kids gotta go bed. I gotta do that shift, and then I gotta answer some emails from church or do something for church.
The message,
knowing one of two things or maybe both things ain't happening. One, I'm not doing it for no money, I'm doing it for the love of God. And number two, there's limited to no appreciation for what you're doing, whether you've been in there 1 year, 6 months, or 25 years.
All your life, man.
Exactly.
You've been there from your born, man.
No appreciation. And then sometimes that appreciation turns into people feeling like they can contact you at any point in time in life, no matter what you're going through, no matter what's happening in your life. So for me, and for a lot of people, I think they've looked at it like, hold on, I can't. Some people, if we're being honest, some people just be like, I can't waste my time doing all of this when God might want me to do something else. Come on.
That's a challenge that I kind of bumped into, bro. And this, everyone's got different journeys, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But one of my struggles with not all churches, guys, I'm just talking about my personal journey here.
Yeah.
Was that church was happy for me to use my youth skills in their Sunday school. Yeah. And it's not until when I started working, and some of the guys that I know who know me for years grab me up beside and say, yo, your value of your youth skills is ridiculous. I go, hold a second, let me reverse back. Hold a second. They were happy for me just to look after 4 or 5 children in church. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But then not to support me expand to working with hundreds of children. They weren't interested in my projects that I was doing outside, but they were interested purely for me to service that circle. And it got me thinking, going, hold on a second, guys, please, I'm not saying you shouldn't be a Sunday school teacher, because that was part of my development. You know what I'm saying? But what I want people to really understand is that they need to be, as people grow in their ministry, because the foundation was in church. It's to support them when they're doing this stuff outside into wider communities. And then start to realize that our skill set are valued, and if we get it right, people can get paid. You know what I'm saying? You know, youth workers, believe it or not, youth workers get paid. You know what I'm saying? You know, the valuable assets from the PA sound guys to the musicians, and there's a lot of volunteer work with a lot of emotional bullying. You know what I mean? And a lot of people had to navigate themselves out of that.
And I think when you've got someone who's volunteering their time, and because they're passionate about something, or they want the church building essentially, or the people in the church to kind of flourish. If you don't have appreciation that's attached to that, it starts to feel like a strain. It starts to feel like, oh man, why am I doing this? Then you start to have conversations with God, like, yo, you sure you want me to do this? Because I was in church and my man just swore at me about something. Let's be honest, my man swore at me about this. And then, but he's expected to just do what he's doing on the pulpit, or expected to do what he's doing behind the sound desk. And you got me in this situation. I gotta go home and grade papers, or I gotta go home and do this for Monday. So I think with that kind of thing, I think people need to. I think some churches, not all churches, have never future-proofed themselves.
Oh, 100%, bro.
So it's like, 100%. Look at your example. Like your skills and your talent, and your abilities was, if the church had future-proofed it right, you would still be in church doing something, but you'd be doing this in the church setting. Knowing you could get paid from it, because the church, not the church, but some churches or the organization,
it's set up in a way that you can just
they couldn't pack. This is why, like, Hillsongs and all these kind of, like, those types of churches start to flourish, because they see the future proofing and they see how they can go into the mainstream and X, Y, and Z. And then we, especially in like Caribbean black churches, we don't see that future. We just see the here and now, and we focus in the here and now. That's why we got like pastors who are like 80 being replaced by pastors who are 60.
Well,
anyway,
I did not say that, people. I did not say that. H, sorry guys, if I apologize if I've influenced H. He's been listening to my podcast, obviously. I don't know if he's been listening to me and Ruslan and kicking. I just going in. He goes, this is free media. But now I know that, you know, you're involved in terms of leadership when it comes to church wise and whatever they're still. And I envy you in one sense, bro, in terms of, well, I don't envy the position that you're in terms of, that's the best way to phrase it, because you're in a crossroads of the Afro-Caribbean church where it's now or never.
Yeah. We're there.
You know what I'm saying? It is now and it's not ramping time now. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to culture, when it comes to church, this is, I say to the guys, do not take for granted anything we're doing now and what you're doing, whether it's music ministry, whether it's leadership in church, because within that Afro-Caribbean search, whatever input you're putting into it, into our community, it's now or never. Yeah, because we're literally on the verge of churches going missing.
Yeah, definitely. I had this thought the other day, and I thought to myself, in 50 years time, not even 50, I didn't
20,
say that. I said in 25 years time.
20.
I said, where are we going to be? Like, what's the church going to look like?
Bro, I'm 65 in 20 years.
Do you get what I mean? so for me, it's we, as you said, we're at a crossroads, and I feel that's in church, but I think that's like within the African Caribbean community as a whole, because I feel like there's so many things outside of church, whether it's Christian or mainstream that's not Christian, that's just popping for black community, for African Caribbean community. But with the church now, we have to do we have to tap in now. We have to tap in now, because if we don't tap in now, then you've got a generation that's below my generation who are looking at church like, why do I need to go? I just had a lockdown where I was watching Zoom, or I was watching my favorite church in America, or my favorite preacher in America, and he's giving me everything that I need for that Sunday or for the rest of the week or whatever. So what is now, if I come back to church, you're going to force me to do X, Y, and Z, or there's an expectation for me to do X, Y, and Z.
Come on.
So why do I want to do that when my Sundays was great? I could stay at home all day and go from Zoom church to Super Sunday.
Listen, bro, there's some amazing church. There's some amazing teachers on YouTube. Trust me.
Yeah.
Even though I do encourage to be part of the fellowship, but there's some amazing like I have to shout out like guys like Alan Parr and a couple of them guys out there. Even this conversation that Ruslan has. There's What You Mean. There's some great ones out there, and I've actually watched a couple which knocked me off as well. But I like to hear some people of perspectives. I'm not talking about non-Christians. I'm talking about Christians. You know, that hate critical race theory, but they love. Anyway, that's not. I don't even want to go there. You know what I mean? And they get black folk to go on there to justify their feelings towards it. But let's not talk with this. Leave that one alone. No, that's great, bro. So you know when we're coming through lockdown, we're coming out of hopefully coming out of this whole COVID crisis situation now. So navigating little one, change of life, fighting to survive. Let's be real. You know what I mean? And even mentally, you know what I mean? It's been to mentally get through lockdown, bro, and still be smiling. You know what I mean? It hasn't been easy for anybody. I don't care what anyone says, man. You've had to put it in to get through. Right. Where you going with conversation with H, bro?
Conversation with
you have to say it like that, people. Yeah. Where you going with, bro?
That transition was mad, you know. That's the lockdown, Where you go conversation with H?
Where you going, bro? Where you go? No, because it was really cool because like H, like, you know, catching up with some of the people's connects that you had with season 1. You know what I'm saying? Into season 2. When did I get a squeeze? I got squeezed in season 2. Season 1? Season 1. Yeah, man. So like, but then, it's moving still, yeah? Was that your original part of your vision? To be moved? Is this coming to plan? Or is this just opening doors, like flicking open?
I'll be honest, the plan is to be one of the biggest platforms in the world in terms of interviews and conversation. That's the plan. Like, this is all part of the journey, but that's the plan.
Amen.
So
I love that.
In terms of conversation with H, the reason I'll tell you why I started it first. The reason why I started it is two things. Because one, I didn't feel like we were having certain conversations in church.
Come on.
Especially for like my generation and below. I just didn't think like we were going to church and not getting what we wanted, or in terms of what we needed. And then two, I just hated watching interviews. I know hate's a strong word, but I hated watching interviews where they were just asking the artists.
Yeah.
So on track 7, how are you feeling? Or they would say, so this new album you got coming out, what should we expect?
Yeah.
or it was like, so you've sold out the O2, how does that feel? And in my head, I was just like, you're not giving me anything that I can't just watch their Twitter. I'm in a whole different time now where we're closer to artists, we're closer to influencers, we're closer to all these different types of people than we've ever been before.
Come on.
Because social media just gives us a bit piece of who they are. So if you're not asking questions that's going to change the game, what are you doing? So for me, I just felt like, especially for Christians, we didn't have that platform. I felt like within the Black African Caribbean community, I felt like with the ZZ Mills, Chucky Online, even with the Sit Down, I felt like we had those platforms where people could go and talk and like whether they're Christian or not, but for Christians to speak about whether they're in church or outside the church in the mainstream where they're successful, I didn't feel like people were asking the right questions. So that's why I started it. And then essentially it's gradual, it's long, because obviously people want to see or want to be on it, or people want to see certain people on it.
And then they start moving.
But then people aren't as easily accessible as people think in certain cases. So if you want to tweet someone or send someone a direct message or whatever it is, you can do that. Like, it's very free.
Cool.
But to get someone to come on your platform
and to dedicate time
is a whole different thing. So I'm just grateful because obviously now we're in season 3 now with the face-to-face series. Then we've got the online series coming. And then the plan is just to make sure that it's consistent. So it'll be every Sunday. So the plan is from the start of next year, Conversation with H to run every Sunday. That's the plan.
Okay, guys, I just pause right there. I'm like this. Yo, he's learned good on video editing, so he's a Final Cut expert now. Still, yeah, you know what I mean. So, no, guys, this is absolutely superb, bro. Because I was talking to one of our station podcasters, Lady T, and I'm driving for these guys to be doing. What we have to realize is that, you know, guys, you know, it's not just H just grinning their teeth and having 15 people around him and doing the production. It's Haych getting the footage together, getting one of his cousins or brethren to come record, and then he takes it away, edits it all up, puts it onto social media, then then presses the retweets, do the tweets, daily doing story modes and stuff like that. Still, I don't even step to that level. I just do the machine ones and out there still, and it's just like, guys, that's a lot of work. I know, I really respect that, because bro, that is a high level of activity, and it's great. And I'll say to Lady T, you got to get efficient and effective in what we're doing, because when I do the Van Marino show and I do the Ed show, it's like I'm doing I do podcast, and I have to kind of like work out what's the quickest way to edit this video, you know what I'm saying, how I'm gonna bring it out there, how I'm gonna social media it, you know what I mean, how does the audio go out, how do I bring out this and live and whatever. It is absolutely crazy. So DJ Nadlocks, we got weekly conversations with Haych. Book that in right now for the next year, 2023.
That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. So we're trying to trial some stuff this year. By the back end of this year. So we're just I'm sending out emails every day, because I'm trying to get the right people, praying about it, saying, God, do you want me to go with this person, lean with this person?
Come on now.
And it's not just people, as I said, like that you see in the church. It's people that you're going to see, mainstream people that you're like, hold on, I didn't even know they was Christian.
No, it's good. It's good. No, that's good.
And then I realized as well, just another thing on what you were saying in terms of like with the other podcasts and everyone else's podcast, trying to get it to that, trying to push and trying to get it to that efficient level and effective level. Consistency attracts. So what I realized in the time, because what people don't know is, like, say just after my birthday, caught COVID.
Okay.
So just after my birthday, I caught COVID. So I was speaking to my I'm all good now. We're weeks out. This guy.
Sorry, guys.
We're good. We're all tested and that, so we're good. But yeah, so in that time, my wife said to me, one of the things, it's crazy how much you've done, and you've been distracted most of the time. So I said, hold on, what are you talking about? She goes, you rarely focus. The only times you focus is when you have to complete something. So when you focus, you're cool. But imagine if you was focusing throughout the time where you was distracted. Your thing could go to the next level. Of course it could. That's all it takes. But she was like, that's all it takes. So I was like, you know what, you're right. And then she was like, consistency. Every week, try and see if you can do that. Listen to another podcast, same day. That podcast was like, they've grown, not because they've changed anything, but it's because they're every week.
Amen.
And other podcasts have dropped off, or they've been less efficient or less consistent, So then I realized, hold on, the quality of my products or what I'm producing is at a good level.
It is.
All that's really stopping me from pushing is me improving. Two things: me continue to improve. The guests continue. Well, three things: the guests continue to like get better, and people will want to take an interest in who they are. And number three, consistency. But consistency is the main thing, regardless of who I have on. If it's every week, people are going to be like, hold on, I saw this last week. Oh, let me check this out. Let me check this out. Let me check this out.
Yeah. No, and what I would say to you, bro, all what you've done up to now, bro, you've done excellent, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
It's like, you just had to just learn this. You had to learn a new skill. You know what I mean? Video because I'll just put it out there, guys. Podcasters. And now I cheated. I knew how to video edit before I started podcasting. So I had a little cheat thing that I had when I started doing the lift show. And people used to laugh at me, 3 years ago, laughed at me doing the lift show. And remember, coming to the studio, I'm doing a lift show, and there was a little cubby hole. No one knew that Roger was developing, working at the techniques to actually to basically to stream and work out how this thing really works still. You know what I mean? And how to be effective and efficient in it. And as much as I'm not really pushing to be the most popular like certain podcasts, but certain things are moving in a beautiful way. And I'm here to support all the podcasters on the podcasts and shows on the AffinityXtra network. But that journey of development, bro, video editing and all these businesses prepared you for the season. You know what I'm saying? And that is great. And what it is, and I want young Christian creatives to be consistent and strong in what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, we gotta start owning our platforms, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because when I sit down there, bro, and I'm looking at Ruslan and I'm going, and it's no envy, you know, because the guy's a G, absolute G.
Yeah.
He's converted from rapping, not converted from rapping, but you know, he's passed on that persona into this format. And I feel like, you know, it is definitely an example that you could earn not only directly from YouTube, but from other assets, things from it, and start to develop. And we need to start pushing our creativity beyond the hobby into business entities.
And people got to put themselves in it as well. That's the main thing, because people are attracted to who you are and what you do.
Yes.
So before you do any of that creative stuff, who are you? Because you need to bring that to whatever you're doing, whether that's music, whether that's you in front of the camera, behind the camera, whatever you're doing, you have to bring you. Because then people be like, you know what, let me book this person, or even as a DJ, let me do this, let me talk to this person, let me do this. So you have to bring you, and if you don't bring you, people are going to be like, oh, the platform's nice, but I don't know who you are, I don't know who your personality is, so I can't invest in you. You can carry on doing your thing, but I can't invest in you to say, oh, come over here, I want to pay, or I want to sponsor, or I want to do whatever. I want you to come and do something on my platform because I like you.
Yeah. No, 100%. You can't be no mouse in this thing. And guys, I was a mouse for a long time. The one thing I learned, I was saying to my boy in New York, when I bought over Richie Righteous and Mali Music. Everybody knows. Now, if you lived in Birmingham and you didn't go to Mali Music, you just an outsider. You know what I mean? You know,
had the green jumper on and everything. Cold.
That gig was a gig though, but Richie Righteous tearing up. But something I learned from Richie Righteous, that gig, they stuck a camera in front of me, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing that for?" Like, you know what I mean? Let's just say something. I was like, and then they flung it into Richie and Marcus, and they were like, I was going, what a mouse! Who am I? And I had to really look at myself, bro, over the next year or two. And then everyone can't thinking that Roger is just verbal diarrhea right now. He just says it as it is. But I had to go through a process of going, hold on a second. I spent my whole life trying to hide, just always hide away from the mic, hide away from what, you know what I mean, and bigging up everybody else. And it's cool. I'm here to serve, you know what I mean. But it's a time that people want to know who you are, where you stand, where you are, and they love that, man. So no, 100%. And guys, if you're thinking why you emphasizing so much of conversations with H, you're on the edge here. So you know that Roger loves conversation still, and you know, and this was never meant to be. My friend said to me, he hears me talking on the edge, and he goes, Roger, you split your show up. I said, what do you mean? And then I used to chat a lot. You know what I'm saying? I still do chat a lot. But you know what I'm saying? But he said, I'll do interviews and different things like that. And he says, it's like, you're taking that element, moved it over to Edge, brought my churchy music onto the, so people now believe I know more about gospel now. And then now Live Show is more hip-hop and me just ranting on certain subjects anyway. But but really big up for that. And hopefully, like I said, guys, season 3 is coming out, and I would just say people, like, I will put the links in there to go over to H's subscribe things. I will start to have discussions with Nadia, like, because we have the big up conversations with H, and you know what I'm saying. And no, it's absolutely fantastic, bro. Now obviously people see you on 2 Xtra projects. You got us humble AffinityXtra people here still, but we've got this superstar thing going on with 1Xtra now still, Superstar, you know what I'm saying? So what, guys, you know, I'm a guy that really wants platforms like 1Xtra, and I'm gonna be open about this, bro. I feel like platforms, it's not people's fault in there directly, you know, themselves and whatever. I just think it's just a cultural issue where black platforms are just spewing out pure stereotypical music for our culture. You know what I'm saying? And especially when we had gospel on there a lot more than what he went to. You know what I mean? And to kind of see you kind of get in there is almost like a amen scenario for me, because society's taking God out of themselves, and for our community, the little that we have, they've taken God out of a lot of radio stations in BBC, bro. You know what I mean? And to actually open the door once again, you know what I mean? You know, how's that been? You know what I mean? On a level, obviously, you know, you got about 10,000 extra followers, but apart from that part, you know what I mean? You know, make sure I tag him in a picture of me, you know, get some viewers.
For me, because how it started, I was at a point where DJing was getting long for me. It was getting so, cause like I was getting to the point where I was just like, why am I like, this is long. Like, I don't know if I don't think I was falling out in love with the music, but just the whole process of DJing was just like, oh man. So anyway, that was going on, weren't really feeling, obviously I told you already, didn't have a job, had a baby, boom, boom, bam. And then, yeah, we had this opportunity come up, six or seven DJs kind of put their name forward. Obviously I ain't done a mix in like 5 years, so I had to put on old mixes on there. And they was like, yo, yeah, we're feeling you. Like, come, like be a part of this Gospel Corner thing, which is like a collection of like 3 or 4 DJs, where it's like each Sunday you have a different mix going on there and stuff like that. So
you produce a mix for them to play?
Yeah, produce a mix for them to play.
How long's the mix?
30 minutes.
Okay,
so or it's like 27 minutes really.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, literally, I just kind of I got pushed onto the train when at one point I was like, yeah, this DJing thing's a bit long, and then all of a sudden OneXtra come out of the blue. So I was like, yo, this don't even make sense. But yeah, it's been good. Like, it's been good, like the opportunities that you get just to be on OneXtra, and then the people that you're reaching to is like something that like my own following probably didn't bring really.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like it's crazy, and then you get to interact like with like DJ Milk Train and stuff like that, and you get to see like, yo, and you hear what other DJs are doing and how they picture gospel or view gospel in their mixes and stuff. So yeah, it's a massive platform to be able to just push gospel music on.
No, bro, because guys, I'm a massive critic of you know what I mean, the OneXtras of the world. Not in terms of like the people on there, far from it. People, I just feel that it's more to do with the systems in place. Where like, you know, when you look at the Asian network, you see something more positive coming out for their community. You know what I'm saying? When I think OneXtra, I remember, I never forget this. I was out, you know, this is talking about over 10 years ago. We had OneXtra on it. It was on when it first came on DAB, and you had to go DAB. A guy bought in his OneXtra, bro. You expect some like calm music in the morning, it's straight into tuning about weed and this and that. You think, hold on a second, yo, is this what we all about? And it's in the week time, and I'm thinking, yo, like, is this what we about? What you
have to remember though is like, especially like the predominantly black radio stations. For a long period of time, they've just reflected what the culture is at the time. So it's not so. So when you're listening to those radio stations, it's not so much like, oh, how can you play this? You just look at what's going on in culture, and it just reflects that in the music.
So whatever's churned out, they play.
Exactly. So now we're in a space where God is now starting to come back into a lot of people's bios, a lot of people's what they're saying, like they're professing what they believe a lot more now. So then with that, God then becomes a little bit more, which is crazy to think, but more popular in culture.
But it's amazing how like culture's kicked out God. And no, you're totally right, and this is why I don't have personal beef with OneXtra. It's like the system has provided them a one-dimensional content where before, you got to think about it, when I look at tunes like, you know, like back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, not so much 90s, but you know what I mean, 80s. You listen to the music, you're thinking, hold on a second, Bob Marley was chatting pure sense here. It was you know what I mean, but it was, you know, you feel good, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Don't worry about a thing, and you know what I mean? You can play them tunes, but the music that's been given to media platforms is like, Lord have mercy on my soul. And again, at the same time, we've taken God out of our community, you know what I'm saying? And through things like COVID now, I believe that people got scared up, and I have to salute, and I don't business what our station fellow people do battle with them anyway, still with Kanye West anyway, but I think people like Kanye West has challenged the status quo when it comes to getting everyone to be more himself. And what's that guy, Chance the Rapper as well? These guys, Justin Bieber, their journeys have really challenged and got everyone thinking and said, you know what, you know, it's not cool to be hanging about with the Illuminati thing. I'm gonna, you know, kind of like sit back over to grab, you know, and go pass over to church again, which I think that is really cool, because for me, in a gospel sense, in the Christian music world, it got very, very inspirational, and it got very, very frustrating for me, and it had pure wishy-washiness going on. But you know, it's funny, my friend phoned me up and said to me, you listen to Kanye West, and obviously it's a long listen.
It's an hour. It's a whole film. It's an Avengers film.
It's like 2 hours, man. 2 hours. And he was listening to it, and he goes to me, Roger, that was a gospel album. I mean, when I speak to one of my friends on the station is like, that ain't gospel album. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like this, yo. But again, each to their own, and I get what knocks him off with Kanye West because he has been demonized from a long time ago. Anyway, But I have to say, he's created conversation.
Yeah.
And I remember I took it to Nikki Tapper. She said her daughters approached her, who's not a Christian, and saying, Mom, I'm loving the Kanye West album. This is what we need to hear, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, what I think what people get a bit wrong with Kanye West and just Christians in the height in their mainstream is that they think because you're Christian, you have to be this. This box. But what Kanye West, especially with the album, I personally wouldn't class it as like a gospel album. I think there's a lot of Christian elements in terms of what he's going through.
So
he's just showing you his journey.
Correct.
So as with a lot of these artists, sometimes you see artists like Justin Bieber, he came out with like a whole gospel like EP or Christian music EP because that's where he's in his journey. And I feel like sometimes we can look at these artists and be like, yo, you was doing this before, how can you do this? They're just on this journey. So the same way we would look at someone else and be like, hold on, how come you just had a baby with so-and-so? But these times, like, the whole Christ thing is to forgive that person and be like, let's bring you back into the fold.
Yeah, let's go for his journey.
It's the same
journey.
So with Kanye, I think it's just his journey that we're seeing. And I think like that's your original point about it sparking conversation. People are now seeing that, yo, Christians aren't perfect. Partly why I did Conversation with Haych is to show that Christians go through stuff. We're not just, turn up to church happy, got our fresh suit on and and our weeks are great. No. Things happen on Monday. So when I come to church on Sunday, I'm still a bit mad about what happened on Monday or Friday or whenever it was. But I'm trying to work through it because it's a part of my journey. So I think that's why it's great to have Kanye West, Justin Bieber, those types of albums coming out, as well as the Christian and gospel stuff that we're doing.
100%, yeah.
But it's great to have that because then you spark conversation and then you bring more people into not just the music wide, but into the faith.
Nah, that's sweet. No, 100%. And like I said, bro, so many gospel artists, we call gospel albums, are definitely journey albums anyway, bro. because I think
that's the new thing, journey albums. We have to start calling journey albums.
Listen, we used to call that. Journey albums used to be called contemporary gospel. Yeah. The contemporary, but that's not cool anymore. So
journey albums.
It's like and you got. What do you say now, bro? Because this is my problem now. This is the joke now. Urban got taken out of the conversation. I kind of use it undertone wise, yeah. But how do you get around? Because technically we do play a lot of urban music on the station. What we classed urban a year ago, but we can't use that word too much these days. What do you use? Because obviously we use the word black, and obviously a lot of people in Christian culture they get racing because they haven't seen the mirror lately. But anyway, take that aside. But how do you navigate? Because how do you classify music? Because if you're gonna say, oh, Lecrae's a gospel rap album, okay, cool, and then you go to even an Iris album, which is like R&B, and he said, okay, they're part of the urban genre, but you can't say urban anymore. What do you say instead?
I just look at the genres now. I just focus on, okay, R&B. This guy's R&B.
Yeah, got you.
Like,
that's smart. Yeah.
Or this guy's hip-hop. So what I try not to do as well is I try not to be like, oh, this person's, like, for example, like Lecrae. Like, Lecrae would say he doesn't, or probably not Lecrae, but someone like him might be like, I'm not just a Christian rapper, I'm a rapper who's a Christian. So they're navigating the space a bit different. So for me, it's just about, I just do it by genre because most of those genres that I play are gonna have black origin. So it's just like, there's no point me being like, oh, urban to just encapsulate everything. It's very much a wishy-washy. Let me put rap, R&B, neo soul, all these kind of things, gospel, all in these one bubble. Let's actually look at the individual genres. Like, okay, you're here, and some of them might be two or three genres. So it might be a gospel neo soul, or it might have like hip hop undertones with some neo soul or R&B, whatever. So we just have to. Well, for me, I just look at the genres and see how it fits into all of that.
It's funny because when DJ Zara, I was talking to him the other day, and obviously he did Time on Road, which I missed out on. He did his he had Time Out. In a few years on Time Out, and while he's timing out, he became a DJ and a very good DJ. And he said that, yo, so we was talking about new colours.
Yeah.
And he said to me, you know, so in that track we go, if you don't know that, go and work it out. Name that tune into it anyway. So great to love anyway. But he said he used to play that hard, but he never knew that was gospel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because they never really put themselves out as gospel new colours, but it's gospel. You know what I mean? So it's like that's cool. You know, that's really cool. But a phrase that he said where there's a season where rappers were saying, "Oh, I don't do Christian rap, but I'm a rapper who is a Christian."
Yeah.
And then Kanye West goes and messes everything up and says, "What do you mean? Am I a Christian rapper? Everything I do is Christian."
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I understand that's why a lot of like people who are like Christians who are trying to get into the mainstream in terms of music, why they don't like to put that box on themselves or like that box or what they consider to be of Christian and gospel music, because it's just like, I can't get out this box. I can't push past this. I'm not trying to be the best Christian rapper. I'm trying to be the best rapper.
No, 100%.
With the Christian morals and everything that's
yeah.
attached to it. How you see me move is going to be different to everyone else that you see in the mainstream, because my Christian life isn't just based on me being a Christian rapper. It's based on how I live.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. No, 100%. That's why, that's why I love the Journey album that Kanye West has done.
Yeah.
Because you know what, I think I just finishing off doing a little bit of a series on mental health, because we had Mental Health Day. Obviously in Black History Month here, and we do skirt around the mental health issues as Christians.
Yeah, we do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And guys, sometimes I don't know if you find this, bro. I'm vexed. I'm struggling in the week, and then when I get to do my show, I feel like after my show, I just feel ready. You know what I mean, bro? Bro, the music has just blessed me, and I'm like, yo, holy smoke. But anyway, but anyone knows about them tunes anyway. But like, I absolutely sometimes, like, I find that the positivity of doing what I'm doing helps my mental health. And I said to people straight, man, if you guys don't like this, like me doing a live show, it's called Tough Luck, because it looks after my mental well-being. It helps me. It's my time out for the week. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got a piece of me anyway still, you know what I mean, no matter what, man. But no, that's fantastic, bro. And like I said, going back to like we're looking at albums and releases. Okay, actually, before going back to anything, when it comes to albums releasing, what artists are coming through right now 2021 worldwide? We're coming to UK in a bit that you're going, yo, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we touch base about
worldwide.
Kanye. Yeah, worldwide. Who's doing things?
Are we talking like Christian and gospel music?
Christian music.
Worldwide.
Journey music.
Who's going world? Like, I gotta think about it, because I listen to a lot more like.
Okay, I'm liking the vibe of Indie Tribe, what they're doing.
Okay.
I like. It's interesting what they're doing right now. Indie Tribe. So you've got Mowgli, you got No Big Deal. You got John Keith, and you got Mikhail.
Yeah, I love John Keith.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
for me, I'm a R&B neo soul, or like a hip hop with R&B undertones, or the other way around.
I feel
so like, for
good
me,
for your soul. It's pure evidence of that.
So for me, the people that I really like is like the Red Hands band. So they're like the neo soul. I'm very much a live band person. I like to hear what's going on. So Red Hands, obviously they've had like a great year in terms of like releases and stuff. Got songs with like PJ Morton, Jonathan McReynolds, all these different types of people. So for me, Red Hands, I'm like, yo, they're really the next to blow from a gospel music that can transition over. So
what would you say to me now as a promoter who's looking at doing another show? No, I'm not looking to do another show, people.
You threw that out there.
Oh, goodness sake, where
a journey show.
You know what I'm saying? What journey artist can I utilize? My last journey artist was Sean C. Johnson. Who is okay? Right, what are you gonna do? No, I am looking to do more shows again, guys. In the new year, hopefully utilize this platform, AffinityXtra, even more effectively, because I thought it was really cool with Sean C. Johnson, where we had all the interviews in the space. I thought that's where we needed to evolve to, and really get to have that conversation with the artists, have almost like a media approach, like how it should be anyway.
Definitely.
So, who would you say is if you said to me, would you say, right, let's bring back Sean? and put somebody else with him? Would you say something like that? So sorry guys, I'm getting online advice here about who should I bring over. If I'm looking at 2022, because I know Sean, if he dropped something, how would you do?
You know what? I personally, I would bring Sean and Red Hands, and I just feel like
they can play for him.
I just feel like you've just got something there, because for me, as I said, I'm an R&B neo soul type person. So even like, I don't want to get a name. I think it's Sharon. Like even her latest album,
Sharon,
that she released. I would even have her on, and then have that type of night where, because you know people are going to turn up for Red Hands, because it's like, oh, Red Hands in the UK, like it's crazy. So for me, if he's going a Sean route, I'd go Red Hands. If he's going like a hip hop route, then obviously you're looking at like, I would go Andy Menio or John Keefe, maybe with someone, you know. But
in the UK, this is my biggest problem in the UK. I was just having a conversation with DJ Marks. UK rap scene is now something totally a beast. It's a beast now, and UK youths are just not interested. See your generation. You guys will say, "Yo, the truth's coming. I want this."
Yeah.
Bro, you bring John Keefe. The youths, I'm like, who's that?
It's true, and
that's the problem with rap for me.
I hear you, but I think it's also with how people interact on their social media. Because as I said, it's all about you. Whether it's music, whether it's this, whether it's that, it's all about you. People are attracted to you. They want to see you. So if people are not really out there, like Andy Menio, people are attracted to Andy Menio because Andy Menio was like, listen, I'm gonna have to delay the album because there's some legal issues that I need to sort out for the Craze verse and boom boom bam. So he's letting you know what's going on. You feel like you're more attached to the album already. It's not even out yet.
His video has just come out in it. His music video with
exactly. So
Triple E's video is kind of large though.
Exactly. So those types of things, people aren't, if they don't see you, they're just not going to be attracted to you. So then if you're not say for example, if I'm not promoting it, if I see Andy Menio's video, I don't promote it, the people that follow me just to follow me, they're not gonna see it.
But the problem with the big five, the problem with the big five in America, and it's, guys, I'm just gonna be, you think you're gonna be listening to this and going, is this big man talk on radio? Yeah, it's big man talk, because I think you people need to understand how we think about things as well. And I think that my problem is that the big five charges a lot of money. It's uneconomical for them to come and do a show in the UK, because if you're worth X amount and you can't guarantee more. Now Kirk, back in the day, you can guarantee 3,000 people come out to see in Birmingham. No rap artist in the US could guarantee to do a 2-venue tour, and bring out, for the numbers they're asking for, you need to have 3,000 people.
I hear you, and I feel like you just have to.
There's no evidence that people, because the new generation, they're happy with the online thing, and they're already that close, you know what I mean? So they're like, I don't need to see them live.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It comes down to the person. Like, even there was another person. Who was I just thinking of? There was another person. There was another artist that I just had. Jordan Armstrong. Even like the likes of like Jordan Armstrong, him releasing how people enjoy him. I still feel like if you're coming over to the UK, whether it's Birmingham, London, wherever, you still have to put another artist with it, or
100%,
or big UK support to bring in.
How about Toby Negwe?
Yeah, like him. Even him, you could bring him over, but there's still no guarantee.
See, this is what I'm saying to you. Before, you used to be commissioned.
There's no guarantee.
You just sit back, you bring over commission, you sit back and relax, because the whole gospel unit, you bring over Andre Crouch, the whole gospel unit understands Richard Smallwood. But now it's come to a scene now where even Lisa McLennan, I could just bring over Lisa McLennan and chill. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Lisa McLennan. I remember, you got big people coming to the show, you know what I mean, when it comes to Lisa McLennan, there's a respect and a vibe about her. But like, I realized doing GR Lives, like, people kind of moved away from that, bro.
Because I just feel like as people are looking at it, as you said, everything's online. I can see them do 2 performances or 3 performances online that they did during lockdown. I can go back to that. If they're just gonna come back and run that again, this is free on YouTube.
But this is what I'm saying to you, US. You need to bespoke what they're doing over here. You know what? I'm out here, guys. I can do a good production. If you want to come and do a live recording, we can do it, man. If you want to just do it, somebody needs to switch it up, bro. Come over and do a coffee shop gig, bro. My brother said to me, who was it? Was it Kanye West? He went to see, I'm sure it's Kanye West years ago. Yeah. And he did 100 people max at the cafe. Hard Rock Cafe, something like that still, in London, yeah. And then he did his tour. A couple months afterwards, he broke the ice. I remember when Beyonce would come over here, do a TV program, but do a small gig. And then she'll come and do her main tour stuff. When do people do that? I think, and they've got the movement to do that.
I think it's a bit. I remember speaking to someone in America, and I was saying like how like you're amazing. Like I think she had like 30,000, 40,000 followers. Like she was doing gospel music in a certain type of way. And I used to say to her like, oh my gosh, you must be like amazing outside of your state. But to her, she was like, I can be big in my state and that be okay. But gospel music over here in the US, if you're not upper echelon, Tasha Cobbs, Lecrae, Andy Mineo, Kurt Franklin, if you're not in that level, you're still spending a lot of money to do your thing. So even if me and you discover this person, it's still a thing to them where it's like, yo, I'm still not earning enough to cover what I need to do. You can be big in your state, but you might not be big across the whole of the United States. Whereas here, if you're big in the UK, if you're big in London, it's more likely you're going to now be big in the UK because it's so much smaller. But if you're big in Florida, you might not be big in.
Sean opened my eyes with that one because Sean was saying that there's about 2 states that he's big in the US, 2-3 states, and then he says he shows shook over here. Everyone's shook when they see the footage of him over here, and everyone's singing with him. They're all like, and that's another thing is there's gonna be artists that break through over here that are not big in America. That's
like 90%, 95% of our. In the last few years, or
I think few years because of the way Spotify and Tidal works.
Like the last few years, like a lot of our artists haven't tapped into the American market. But then you got to remember, as I said, like there's American artists that ain't tapped into the American market like that.
True.
So it's like when we look at UK, we're like, we need to get over into the US because that's where the money is, and boom, boom, bam, 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 so we can work and so we can just do this for a living. But there's American people who are either equally or even bigger than you following or whatever it is, and they can't even tap into that market like that.
Guys, this music thing is big, guys. But believe it or not, what I've been discussing with my black historian friend Kevin Tomlin, but this is the 3rd biggest music market in the world, and it's dead scary, guys, to think America's US is the biggest. It's dead scary is that we just need to make the most. We in the gospel scene need to make the most of this, and I don't think we've utilized this factor. And you're totally right about in terms of art, getting the right artists and its engines and the communication between promoters and media hood. You know what I mean? Understanding of next black artists is like, if I speak to certain promoters, they said, okay, well, I'm talking to Dietrich Haddon, or I'm talking to these artists. I'm thinking, wow, no one cares about them anymore. You know what I mean?
You know what it is as well? Where I find a little bit of an issue, there's not enough media platforms for you to go and promote what you're doing. There'll be Premier Gospel in London, there'll be AffinityXtra, and then that's it. So when people like, when I look at like Gets, when he was doing his rounds and his album come out, he was on ZZ Mills, he was on this, back to back, and these are big platforms that people can just go to. Whereas like, if we're not, especially like an American artist or even a UK artist, if you're having something and you're not tapping and there's not enough media platforms, you're just going to do everything yourself, because you're going to look at the media platforms and be like, what can you really do for me? Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Now that's why I had to go back and do AffinityXtra, bro. I had to go back to it because doing shows, I realized that the media platforms weren't working for me, bro. You know what I mean? Bro, I would send emails out, got no love. So the problem is, I'm doing shows with no media support, just pure social media. And you need media support. Hence why I've come back into media. I say come back because everybody knows for gospeling. And my key successes of gospeling was GR Live. Was I had a magazine. And I could promote it in my magazine. And when you have 10,000 magazines going around the country, and I can just put the flyer on the back of the the laminated cover, you know what I mean? And everyone's like, who's coming? The Truth. Oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden everybody's on it. You know what I'm saying? So he's controlling our medias and platforms, and like you said, having things like conversations with Haych, and having all these different media platforms, and people can get to know artists and whatsoever. It's amazing. And the power of media, bro. And I think we as the media platforms that we have to somehow work together and be like, okay, so for example,
Leandra Johnson, Mali Music, Corinne Hawthorne, all coming over in December. There's no reason why that we shouldn't be like, okay, yeah, you on Premier Gospel, yo, go to Affinity. Go
come to Affinity.
That's what I'm trying to say. If you go on Premier Gospel, like, go to AffinityXtra, continue to promote the thing.
Of course,
go from AffinityXtra, go do Lady T's podcast, do Conversation with H, do X, Y, and Z. So then when your concert's ready, tickets is flying off, bro. Promoter's cool. Everyone's like, yo, they promoted this right, and then you see like you've got like a pattern that works.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, bro, like for me, and this is what, we're trying to do the studios up here. They can come up here and book have a media day up in Birmingham, bro. Send somebody up, media day in Birmingham, and we can just talk to artists. All the media platforms get to see them, get excited, do the social media thing and all that. But everybody just wants to send artists in and go back out, and it's just like, you just got this detached songs.
Even from the UK point, like sometimes the UK artists feel like they've got to do it all themselves. And like maybe we as platforms aren't out there enough or in the spaces where they would want to utilize our service for them to really grow and to get to where they want to get to. But even with UK artists, there's no reason why, especially if you got an album coming out or holler at the people and do that. Make sure you get that that press run kind of going. Still Shady is one of his promotional way of how he did it. Like when we did Conversation with H, he was like, I've got do this. This is gonna come out this time. This is gonna come out this time. This is gonna come out this time. Then the LP comes out this time. So he had a plan,
of course, in
how he was gonna get to that point. And I don't think like with the UK gospel scene, Christian scene, there's artists within that there's no reason why you can't do that and utilize the service to the people that are actually trying to put you on to a certain degree.
Amen. Yeah, we've got to get this cycle going on, and I'm not gonna shout out GMIA, but we're trying to do that anyway. We're trying to get this united thing, but there's always progressions out there still, what we're 100% trying to do anyway still, and that's where it goes. But bro, 100% I have to say, enough love for Good For Your Soul. Like I said, guys, he talks a lot on Conversation and H, so that's why he doesn't talk a lot and Good For Your Soul. It's the Good For Soul, and I mean,
you just get the singing. You just get a little bit of singing and the voice.
He's ripped me off with the voice and the singing part. Yo, I'm gonna have that one. Everyone's like, watch it, mute the mic. I can hear you. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Yo, you can hear me all you want. You know what I'm saying? Go buy the music. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Don't record me. You know what I'm saying? And like say you're gonna get free access to the music, man. I'll sing over it, man, and just get some new tones on it, man. You know what I mean? But no, 100%, no, definitely cool. And like I said, bro, going back to it. Enough love, Conversation with Paige. Enough love what you're doing with One Extra. Good For Your Soul all day long. Keep it soulful. And like I said, the DJing, just keep at it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And going back to also home life, ministry, like I said, church ministry. It's just, bro. It's navigating like work, bro. Definitely. Bro, sometimes you just get overwhelmed, like but. I love the step up with Conversations H, and like I said, from AffinityXtra, we're here anyway still, you know what I'm saying, and definitely back that, because I want us now to own conversations as Christians, own the conversations. Too often, bro, you know what I'm saying, other people have owned the conversations, you know what I'm saying, outside the kingdom, and now our voice needs to be heard.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying, 100%, man. So that's super out there. But is there any secrets that you need to put out there, bro? Like you've fully converted to Apple now, innit? Yeah. So, what are the secrets?
Fully converted now. Yeah, I'm.
Yeah.
I'm
got an iPad yet?
Oh no, I'm not still.
Cool.
I need to get the iPad and the watch. I need to get the Apple Watch. Once I get on that level, once I get the watch, and I'm doing what Roger's doing right now. No, I'm converted. As soon as you see me in this in the middle of the interview, I'm converted. But not yet. I'm not there yet.
I get teased because I DJ off Tidal. I'm a DJ, and I link it up to my S2s and so I just link the S2s directly into iPads. And it was like, really, Roger? Yes, really? I don't care.
That's hilarious. In terms of any secrets, man, everyone just keep looking out for Conversation with H, trying to make that a bit more consistent. There might be some other platforms that you see me on. Just look out for that. That's gonna looking at that in 2022. But yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff coming. So just look out.
That's beautiful, guys. That's beautiful. We're beautiful. Hopefully, guys, you enjoyed a show. You know, now Lax have been on my case about, you know, talking to some of our presenters and having some real talk with them and whatsoever. But I have to, you know, 100%, you know, hey, it's been a long lockdown, you know, little ones or whatever they're still, and I thought, like, you know, book it in from early and you know me, and catch them before we go back into the winter and lockdown anyway. So that's going on there. But listen, guys, do like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and all that stuff. And I will officially say, and I believe it's for every YouTube video, it says that 50% of our viewers are not subscribed to the station. So please, can you subscribe? Believe it or not, I heard that on every end of every YouTube video, and you know what? It is actually true.
It's true. I heard it at the start of a YouTube video the other day. There was like, so we worked out that 75% of you people who come and watch our don't subscribe. I was like,
yeah. It's the most crazy thing, but I'm gonna make a joke here, and I kind of say certain things like that. And big up to all the crazy podcasters out there. Big up to my man Tate. He gives me joke every day. Yes, he gives me absolute joke, man. So these guys are my inspiration, the way I talk, the way I communicate, or whatever. So absolute communication is really helping to come out my show even more crazy. Rude sons and out there and whatever. And do check out, guys. I encourage people. There's conversations, beautiful conversations with Edge, AffinityXtra, all this stuff on here. Also, there's some beautiful ones out there done by Southside Rabbi. I love them guys and what they're doing out there. Rue Salon, you know, and there's so many podcasts, Alan Pod, you know what you mean. There's so many things to subscribe to now and get content. We've got no excuse now, bro. No. You know what I'm saying? No excuse at all, man. You know what I mean? So, guys, nothing but love. This is watching AffinityXtra alongside DJ Haych, and this is how we do it, man. This is how. Anyway, so I get myself a job with that.
Visit us for updates and shows at affinityextra.co.uk.